It's my son's birthday, the evening of July 15, 2016. We could not possibly have known that it was the evening when our simple but happy life would turn into a disaster. My name is Gokhan Acikkollu. I was 42 when I was tortured to death. I had a beloved wife and 2 children, ages 8 and 18. I was born into a low-income family. I had a happy childhood and youth. Then I became a history teacher. I loved teaching and I loved my students. I knew they loved me too. That night, while celebrating my son's birthday, we learned from the TV that there was a coup going on. I wondered how something like this could happen in this day and this age. 10 days after the coup, at midnight, the police came to our house. They handcuffed me and started kicking me. I'm a diabetic. I went into a coma. Nevertheless, they kept the handcuffs on. They did not take me to the hospital. Luckily, my wife and my children weren't at the home and did not witness what happened. Officers took me to the police station. The most horrible and darkest days of my life began here. I asked for a lawyer. They said there was no need for one. I thought, what crime could I have possibly committed? I was part of the Gülen movement, and there were days when I criticized the government among friends. Maybe someone had reported it, but what I said wasn't even a crime. Perhaps just because of that, instead of interrogating me, they tortured me for 13 days to make me confess my crime that I had no clue I had committed. They did not give me my diabetic and panic attack medications. They declined my request for a doctor. For exactly 5 days, they continued to torture me. They kept going on and on. The worst was that they threatened to hurt my wife and my kids. I could not resist. I had no more strength. All of this happened only in 13 days. For you, 13 days. For me, 13 months. 13 years. I got away from their hands only by dying. I was cruelly murdered without knowing what I was accused for, without my testimony taken, without a verdict. More of what I had gone through was later done to my family. Officers first refused to give my body back to my family. They said they would bury me into the traitors' cemetery. As my father begged to get my dead body, they had responded with more insults and threats. Later, they had given my corpse to my family under the condition that no religious ceremonies were to be held. But even so, they did not allow me to be buried in the city of Istanbul, where my mother, my father, my wife, and my children reside. I just wonder what my children felt when all of this was happening. I hope they did not say anything to my little one.